It's the 912 Sports 11th Annual Media Day this Saturday. Plus, we'll wrap up the OTAs for summer camp for high school football. All this and more on this week's episode of On Air with 912 Sports next.
Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Shawn Smoke and Kevin Price. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Shawn Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, joined as always by head writer and podcast host Kevin Price. Kevin, how we doing?
Good, Shawn. Good to be here talking high school sports, especially high school football today.
Yeah, Kevin, and it officially kicks off this Saturday at our 11th annual Media Day hosted by Coastal Pines Technical College. Kevin, it's hard to believe that we've done this for 11 years. Getting these high school coaches together, hearing about the upcoming season. We've done it all over Southeast Georgia. We've done it in Brunswick. We've done it in Waycross. We've done it in Jesup. And we're back in Jesup this year at the Coastal Pines Technical College Jesup campus. We're going to be in the Polytechnical Center in the back part of the Jesup campus there. The public is invited. Come on out. It's free admission. So come on out, hear what your favorite team's outlook on the 2025 season is. But Kevin, we've had some great events in the past.
Yeah, Shawn, it's always a good time. I mean, first of all, we can't do it without our sponsors, and I know you obviously know that, and everybody that knows how this works knows that. But then also the coaches willing to give up their time on a Saturday morning when they're busy preparing their football teams for the new season and then getting ready for school to start and all that kind of stuff. But they bring their kids along, some of their premier players, and we get some fans, some other media there, and it's just really a showcase for high school football, obviously here in Southeast Georgia. All the coaches kind of know each other. They've been seeing each other all summer at 7-on-7s and padded camps and whatnot. A lot of the players know each other from neighboring counties especially. So it's kind of just, a big party, so to speak. But everybody gets in there and talks high school football and kind of gets your juices flowing. It's an exciting time of year. The season's just around the corner. So I'm looking forward to it once again.
Yeah, we'll have two sessions on Saturday, Kevin. We'll have the lower classifications, single A through 3A in the early AM session, and then after 10:30 we'll have the larger classifications, the 4 through 6. So we'll kind of break it down that way, and then during the between the two sessions there, Kevin, we're going to announce our all 912 team. I know that's something that these kids really look forward to every year. Did I make the 912, all season football team, or the preseason football team? And that's what we'll be releasing there on Saturday. So those kids will be excited to hear their names called.
Yeah, for sure. That's exciting for those kids. And, obviously the coaches a lot of times obviously bring those kids and bring some others that are seniors or captains or kids that have really, showcased themselves, put it on the line, have become leaders. As sort of a reward for players to come to this thing a lot of times from their coaches and hearing them talk and introduce them on stage. But you find out, Shawn, that, you hear a lot of negative things out there, and there's some things out there now kind of around that. But you hear about, all those, but you don't always hear about the good kids necessarily. And a lot of these kids are, leaders in their school, leaders off the field, do good academically as well. So the coaches like to spotlight them. And that's part of what this is about. But all in all, high school football is a lot of fun. It's become big business in a lot of ways, too. Don't get me wrong. All these coaches want to win and want to beat each other because some of them are going to obviously play each other during the year. But for the most part, everybody's friends. They all get along. And one thing that I always look forward to is some of the coaches kind of come with a little message, not only for their team, but for the other teams. Just remember this, don't do this, do that. Everybody go have a good season. So it's one big fraternity. When they're not playing each other, they're all kind of rooting on each other, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts, the coaches especially, and the kids, get along better than a lot of people might think. So you really see all the positives of high school football in this little bit of time, a lot of times on this Saturday morning.
Exactly, Kevin. And make no mistake, the coaches are the star of Saturday. We get some real gems when these guys get up there and get rolling. You're going to get some saying, some stuff that I find myself using from time to time. And again, it's all about highlighting the positives of these kids, and that's exactly what it is. And I think it's good, Kevin, just like you mentioned, these kids get to hear messages from other coaches, not just their head coach. And they kind of see, you know what, maybe my head coach knows what he's talking about.
No, for sure, and I think that's a part of it. A lot of the coaches kind of allude to that. I know you maybe have heard something like this from your coach, or your coach kind of talk about this or that, and you're like, oh, here we go again. Here's coach on a rant or a rave. And but when another coach says it, I do think it kind of sinks in. And you're right, Shawn. We have some real fine men in these coaching spots here in Southeast Georgia. I think that bears out as well. A lot of times in the school, when you have a problem with kids, whether it's a football player, another athlete or not, a lot of times it's the football coach that you go and find because he's oftentimes one of the most respected members on any school staff, and he can kind of jerk a knot in the kids, so to speak, and make them walk the straight line, particularly his players who don't want to feel the wrath when they get to practice later that day. But whether some of these coaches prepare some of their material or just let it shoot from the hip, they have some good one-liners and some sayings that I'm sure some of their fellow coaches and players have heard before, but sometimes we hear them for the first time. Sometimes it's new material that everybody's hearing for the first time, so it can be kind of colorful and kind of comical as well.
Come on out this Saturday. We're going to kick things off about 8:30. Again, that's at the Coastal Pines Technical College Jesup campus over in Jesup, Georgia. Our 11th annual Media Day hosted by Coastal Pines. I hope to see everybody there, but we got more on air with 912 Sports right after these messages.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
All right, sports fans, we're here with Coach Ryan Herron of the Pierce County Bears. Coach coming off a couple of state championships over the last 5 years. The Bears kind of got a lot of new personnel, but talk a little bit about the summer's meant to the Bears so far.
Well, we've had a productive summer so far. You know, we've had to do a lot of teaching. We got a lot of first-year starters. Probably, I know the most we've had since I've been in Pierce County. So a lot of teaching, a lot of learning, a lot of coaching, but it's been productive. It's been good. We had an OTA in June over in Valdosta, and you know, we didn't look great. Like you're supposed to look, I guess, when you got a lot of new guys. Come over here today to McIntosh, and you can tell we've gotten a lot better. We're starting to understand our jobs, our responsibilities. You know, biggest thing is we just got to keep learning, keep working. It's a day-by-day process, but we got good kids that work hard. So, you know, as long as we'll keep working hard, show up every day to work, you know, I like this bunch.
Well, Coach, saw a big Bear package. Talk a little bit about offensive philosophy.
I think we'll end up probably being 50-50, you know, with Big Bear, and then with some tight end spread formations. You know, we got to get zone going. So I think if we can, you know, have zone going, get Big Bear going, I think that's a two-headed monster right there.
And Coach, you got to replace Caden McGathon, one of the best players in the state last year. But talk a little bit about who's going to be taking over that duty.
Well, we've got a lot of guys getting reps there this summer. Drake Dowling right now has kind of moved out in front of everybody as QB1. But, you know, we're always going to try to play athletes there. So you got Dylan Johnson, you've got Jack, Glendon, Javion Williams. So we've got about 4 guys, I think, that can run the ball, that can play that position. You know, a couple of them maybe can throw a little better than the others. But right now, Drake's looking real good. He's really taking on a leadership role, and I'm proud of him so far this summer.
Defensively, got to play some big linebackers, got to play some defensive linemen. But talk a little bit about who you're going to be counting on that side of the ball.
Yeah, we lost some real, not only good football players, but good people, especially at linebacker. We lost, you know, Jones Heron, Dixon Morris, Brandon Williams, Campbell Strickland, 4 great linebackers. So we'll have 4 new guys in there, which Johnny Stone has had experience at linebacker. So he's the only one with experience. So you got 3 new guys. So everything's brand new. And, you know, we're in the ABCs of the alphabet right now. We're just learning it one letter at a time. And, you know, we get a letter, we move to the next one.
Well, Coach, you guys are just a couple of weeks away from acclimation. What's going to happen for the Bears?
Well, we got to clean up everything that we saw today that was a mistake. Any mental errors, you know, we still got to get in better physical shape. And so hopefully over the next 10 days, we start moving closer to being in game shape. But, you know, it's hard out here in the heat. You know, you got to be smart with kids, but we got to work them, but we got to be smart. But the big thing is just kind of zoning in on what are the little things we got to do to get better, give us a chance to be successful.
Well, Coach, you guys go get better, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
Thanks, Shawn.
All right, we're here with Coach Helen for Jeff Davis. And, Coach, of course, we're here at McIntosh wrapping up an OTA. But just talk about the way the whole offseason has been for Jeff Davis.
Yeah, the offseason has been pretty good for us. It's been a lot of work. We've got to replace a lot off that team from last year. So replacing a 3-year starter at quarterback and replacing a fullback is really important in what we do. So it's been really good for us. Got a good nucleus returning, but still got to fill some void. You know, everything for us is going to start and stop with Latrell Sellers, you know, who is arguably one of the better players we've had since we've been here. But I tell you, I'm really excited about this young crop of kids we've got coming with a new quarterback, Mark Durden, fullback, Kobe Hill. Excited about our wideout and what we're having to replace on the offensive line. I really like what they bring to the table every day. So defensively, we got about 8 coming back. So feel really good about how they compete. Now we still got to stop people. You know what I mean? But on paper, you feel like we're going to have a cut dog's chance there. But, you know, I think when you return that many guys, Kevin, I think that there's a big target on their back. So people are going to challenge us on defense there. And offensively, we've got to just, you got to be better than or different. So we got to be different enough to find ourselves with a chance to win it late. The formula don't change here at Jeff Davis, right? It's a fight every day to find a way to win, but we love the challenge.
And Coach, talk about this OTA. It's right after that 4th of July dead week. It's what, 9-10 days before true preseason practice. Talk about what you were trying to get out of this for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I think for us, it's a dress rehearsal before we go to clinch on August the 1st. It's the last time we're going to get to see somebody in a different helmet. And you got 2 weeks to really work on you. With how the state lays things out now, everybody really takes a step back next week with it being acclimation week. You've got to follow some guidelines there. So I think that working and competing this close to acclimation is very important. You've kind of got a working model of who you are. Now you go back, make some corrections, refine some things, because, the way the state laid this thing out, August 1, man, we're playing football in a tough place against Clinch County. So it was really important to go get to see teams as athletic as Liberty and Glenn and New Hampstead was big for us, because it's hard for us to replicate that sort of speed and athleticism in the Pinelands on a Tuesday practice.
And Coach, obviously you kind of hit on this a little bit, but what are you most excited about at this point? And if you had to play tomorrow, what would you be most concerned about?
I'm really excited that the clock keeps running when you run the football. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited that we get to shorten games and find ways to win them late. I'm concerned about our mode of operation when it comes to having a sophomore trigger man. I'm just, there's nothing that can prepare you like live reps, right? And we've got to be able to take our non-region schedule. We've got to be able to improve through it and understand when it comes to a sophomore signal caller, you're going to grow as the non-region goes. So for us, it's about clicking on all cylinders by the time that region starts, because when you got to go play Fitzgerald and Worth and Thomasville and Brantley and Bacon and Berrien, you better be prepared, right? Because there's going to be good football teams in that region week in and week out. And then, I'm just excited that we get to play football in the Pinelands after all that damage from last year's storm. I'm excited that our community gets to rally around, and this will be kind of the start of a new year for Jeff Davis and other teams along this coast that were hit by Helene. So I'm just excited for football, man. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it.
And Coach, we like you, and I joke with Shawn coming over here to this practice field. This could very well be the all-interview practice field. We have you, Coach Hogman, Coach Rock, 3 of the best quote machines in Southeast Georgia. Talk about having a chance. I think you could have a chance in an interview contest.
We stinking, but we ain't dead yet. You know what I mean?
All right, Coach Hilton, appreciate
Thank you, guys.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're here with Coach Mike Coe, head coach of the Coffee High Trojans. Coach, having hosted a big OTA, talk a little bit about what goes into those dynamics.
Well, I've got a great staff. Number one, Coach Bob Hall, our O-line coach, kind of puts these things together. Is really good with logistics, and we got Ware County Coach Strickland out there on the other field down there, kind of manning that field and running it. So, just thankful that we got teams that are willing to come. We got them from the Panhandle in Florida, Tallahassee, Albany area, of course, Waycroft's coming from over there. So we've got them in from all areas, but it's good. Nobody really plays each other here, and it's good to be able to adapt and do those different things with what you see. But main thing is get a lot of reps, stay healthy.
You did get a lot of good reps today, offense and defense. With these OTAs, you get to see all 11 guys at one time.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing. We'll be able to build off this film, evaluate some things we need. We got a lot of stuff to fix. We're really young, but this is good. You know, Choctaw's got a really good football team, and me and Coach Beasley, their head coach, go way, way back in Florida, and you know, it's good for them, you know, to come up here and get away and stay the night and all that good stuff. So it's just really good to have film to evaluate.
What's in store between now and NAP for the Trojans?
Well, you know, after tomorrow, hopefully everybody's healthy. And then next week we'll ramp up the conditioning and start getting ready for Fitz a little bit. You know, we play them in the Classic, and they got a new coach, and we really don't know what they're doing on ORD. And so that's another reason this OTA is good. You kind of see everything. You know, you don't really game plan for these things, and you got to adjust on the fly. So,
well, Coach, you guys go get better, and we'll catch up with you down the line.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're here with the Ware County head coach, Jason Strickland. We caught up with you a couple weeks ago. Talk a little bit about how your team's progressed.
We're excited. I mean, I think they're coming along. You know, their defensive guys have really started to pick up Coach Sapp's scheme. I think probably the biggest thing there is we're starting to settle in on personnel, where guys should be. You know, a lot of the veteran leadership for us offensively has really started to show over the summer. And, you know, Coach Stevenson said it kind of, you know, when we got back from dead week, that these next couple of weeks really kind of separate, you know, who Friday night guys are. And I think we're starting to see that. But, you know, thankfully we're also starting to see a lot of competition for some places, and that just means we, you know, hopefully a lot of guys are going to get some playing time.
Well, you've kind of settled on your offense. So all the questions really on the defensive side of the ball, but you do have some stalwarts over there. Walker Hudson comes to mind, Seth Cease. But talk a little about who you guys have found on defense and who you're going to be counting on.
Well, I think one is going to be Avante Ballantyne. It's a kid that just has a linebacker that has just kind of waited his turn, continued to get better every day, every year, and now as a senior and had an unbelievable offseason, a terrific spring, and has really kind of separated himself that inside linebacker spot. And then, you know, Lawan Blue at free safety for us. You know, we thought all along he was extremely talented, but we didn't know he could do some of the things he could do, but it looks like he fits perfect with what Coach Sapp's system is. So we're excited about seeing those guys running around on Friday night.
Well, Coach, we're only like 8 days away from acclimation period. Then we're going to get a scrimmage and then right into the season. What were you looking for between now and that scrimmage game?
Well, number one is making sure we stay healthy. But number two, just continuing to grow and getting those live reps. You know, a lot of what we're wanting to be good at, which is the run game, stopping the run, those sorts of things. You can't. It's hard to, you know how good you are until you get in pads. So we'll see that. We want to see Isaiah continue to grow from the mental aspect of the game. He is so far ahead of where we were expecting him, of being able to get us in and out of plays and changing direction of plays, changing route concepts. So he's just so much further along than we ever dreamed he would be at this point going into his junior year. But now we got to see him, you know, continue to grow and making great decisions and not putting the ball in danger.
Well, Coach, you guys stay healthy, get better, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're here with Coach Thad Williams, new head coach of the Bacon County Red Raiders. Talk a little bit about what you learned from the OTA today.
I think that we learned a lot about ourselves, our identity. We're just trying to make sure that we are fulfilling the standards that we are trying to implement. Proud of these guys, you know, new offense, defense still the same, so they're going to fly around. But this offense, we still trying to learn some things, trying to clear up some things, but we're working hard. And I'm just proud of these guys out here battling in the sun, and you know, that's a lot of mental work. So I'm just proud of these guys and the effort that they're giving each and every play, and I'm just proud to be here.
Where do you stand in putting all the pieces of the puzzle together?
We working every day. We having some good attendance in the summer. June was pretty good for us. July was even better for us that first week. But we're putting it together. Offense just got a mindset of just keep going. If I mess up, next play, coach, next play. So we're putting it together. Hopefully by August 1st, when we tee it up against App, and we have it all together.
You guys continue to get better, Coach, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Welcome back, sports fans. We're here with Coach Demario Jones, head coach of the Charlton County Indians. Coach, you guys over here at a big OTA hosted by the Coffee County Trojans. What have you learned today from your players?
Well, I learned that we're still 2 weeks out from a scrimmage, and we need to know what to do every time. But, you know, it's something to be able to get kids gathered together with so many things that they could be doing. They decide to show up and be committed. That's such a thing in society now. So I'm proud that they made the commitment to be here today and to get better, because they're going to get coached.
Well, Coach, you guys are, like I said, this is your second year. Talk a little bit about where do you stand on implementing everything?
Well, we don't have a choice in buying in. You're going to buy in or not be a part. And so if anything, in the second year, everybody knows where everything is. The field house is cleaned by our players. Our parents do a phenomenal job. Parents and community do a phenomenal job of feeding our players each and every day. And so I'm just happy in the second year, everybody knows what to do. Biggest thing for our kids, obviously, in consistency is making sure that our coaches are preaching what our standards and expectations are, which is best above all and doing right. And if you can do those things, you'll reach your full potential. We try to train kids more so for life, and the wins and losses come along with it. And don't get me wrong, when it's a competitive situation, we want to win more than anybody, but we're trying to win lives. Now it's time to go put it together and go compete.
Well, Coach, you guys go get better, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.